Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Today we're gonna do another rehouse, but we're gonna do a rehouse of our Harmonicons. Now you'll remember they're a curtain web spider, and we grew them on from tiny little slings, and we've had them in these pots ever since. And as you can see, they're looking pretty rough, and our spider is actually quite big. He's probably a good 2.5–3 inches inside this pot, so he's just about done his time. He really does need to be moved over now. We probably could have done with moving them out a little bit earlier, but they've been doing so well in here, I've been very reluctant to actually move them, because one of the big problems with the Harmonicon in the hobby, the biggest complaint seems to be getting them through their molts. And touch wood, we've been very lucky with the molts and we've not had any problems. And I wonder whether it's because we've kept them in them small pots and we keep them hydrated. There's no ventilation in them pots at all. So I wonder if that's what's actually helped us achieve what we've done with them. They've survived, so they've done really well. But what we're going to do now is that they do need to be moved. So we're going to move them up to these 3-litre Braplast tubs, and hopefully they'll get a little bit of space in here, and it'll also make life a little bit easier for us as well, because these guys are super fast, and every time we open that we run the risk of them disappearing. The only good thing is they are actually quite nervous, so when we open it they try and hide, which is in our favour. But giving them these, they'll have a little bit more space to web up and do their thing. They're fantastic webbers, as all the curtain spiders are. They're all really good webbers. So what we're going to do, we're just going to use our normal potting compost in here. We'll stick a reasonable amount in here. And we're going to, it's a very simple thing to set up with these guys. You're not looking at anything too fancy, because they will literally just web the whole thing up anyway, and we're not going to see anything, so we're not going to bother putting any moss or anything like that in there. They will literally web the hell out of this, and it will be totally unrecognizable in no time at all. So we're literally just going to stick with some soil, put a little bit more in that one. This is just our regular stuff, nothing fancy. Now I can hear you thinking to yourself, why only use Beastie Mix? Well, we don't actually need it. The Beastie Mix is good because it's a natural product, and it's full of isopods and bits and pieces, and it's all really good stuff. In this kind of environment, it's not that necessary. We just don't need it. So we can get away with purely having our just our regular potting compost. And then what we're going to do, we're going to stick a little piece of stuff in here. Now this is collected, this is natural wood that we've gone and collected ourselves out of the woods. It's just dried out, so it's perfectly safe. It's very dry, you hear that? It's very dry. And what we're going to do with this is just going to give our guys somewhere to go initially. The chances are they won't use it much once they get settled in. Once they start webbing up, they won't bother hiding away under there quite so much. They may do, but the chances are they probably won't. So we're going to fill our bowls up now. One thing, they always need fresh water, so, and they do like a bit of humidity, so they're going to get that in these tubs. Although these tubs have got air holes in the tops, in the lids, they don't give a huge amount of ventilation, which is actually quite beneficial for what we want. We don't want a lot of ventilation here. We can get away with literally curtailing that a little bit and keeping them all a little bit on the more humid side. So I think what we're going to do, there you go, that is the finished article. It's nice and easy. So what I should have done was not fill up all my water bowls, because we do really want to do these guys one at a time, and we want a nice clear desk. I wonder if any of you sharp-eyed viewers out there have sat there and thought, hey up, there's nothing on that desk. We have cleared the desk entirely. We're going to take this off. You notice I've normally got my box of tricks here, and I've normally got fruit flies and other bits and pieces on the desk. Well, not today. We want as much space as we possibly can, and we're just going to see now, we're going to just literally see how this goes. Now these tops have got this hinge bit here, which is really cool for when we're trying to deal with spiders that are on the nervous side or whatever, because it means that 2/3 of the enclosure here is still got the lid on, and it means that we can just open this up and do what we need to do here. The downside is we've got to try and get our very fast spider through this little tiny gap, and then I'm hoping it's all going to go to plan. So we've got our catch cup here already. The desk is completely cleared. Make sure my incubator's shut. Should our spider go, we're hoping it's going to run into a corner, or it will get under the lip here and it will freeze. If that is the case, we're all good to go. We should be fine. It might just run out and disappear into the room. Let's see, shall we? Right, here we go. Now then, we might get a little look. You'll see here in these tubs they web to the very top, which means when you open the lid, bear this in mind with any of your arboreal spiders, if they're in tubs like this, when you open the lid you are pulling the whole web structure up and down like this. And what that does is freak our spider out, because as far as he's concerned, there's an earthquake going on. His home is about to get ripped up. So he tends to jump and run. Now look, you can see what I'm saying. If we look in here, you see as I lift that up, it's lifting the whole thing. So what we want to do, in actual fact, look at that, I can almost let go of the bottom. Look at that, the lid is holding the whole thing. This is how well it's actually established. So what we want to do is we want to try and break this piece here. You see how we've done that? Hold it down with your thumb, and we've managed to take the lid off completely. Our spider, as we said earlier on, they are nervous. And look, she's hidden herself down there. As far as she's concerned, we can't see her. So we can use this in our favour. What we're going to do is we're just going to break away this webbing around the edge. We have to go very carefully, just nice and gently. There she comes, she's slowly coming into view. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to move this over here, and we're going to try, she's pointing down this way, we can see that. If I turn this way, can you see that better? So what we're going to do, she's facing that way now, so what we're going to do, we're going to try, she will want to run around the edge of this pot. So we've blocked the pot off down there. Now we're going to try and get her to move very gently. I can't actually see her because there's a bit of web in the way. She's got her head well and truly in there. Alright, we're going to go the other way. Here we go. Look at that. Is that not a beautiful spider? Isn't she just amazing? We could really do with a good still photograph of that. That's a real great thumbnail, that one. Get a nice close up. We can get some beautiful images there. It's always worth getting, if you get a chance, with any of these spiders that are a little bit elusive like these guys, if you get a chance of a photograph, always take it. Right, we've been given the thumbs up. What we're going to do now is hopefully we're going to try and get her to go down and into this other container. You see the speed in which she went then? Alright. We're going to use the full width of the brush now. Because we want to try nice and gently. You see how she's poising herself? Nice and gently. You notice we're keeping contact with that leg. Here we go. We're going to move our tub away slowly. And there she is in. All we can do is literally just close our lid. Being very, very gentle. We don't want to catch her foot. As you can see, her feet are just under here. And we can... There we go, she's down. And she is in. Alright, make sure all our corners are closed. Yeah, you got a good view of that. Well, whew, 1 down, 3 to go. Let's see how we get on with the next one. Right, I'm going to put that down there. I'm going to pick up another one. And we're going to see if we can't replicate what we've just managed. So, come on, spider number 2. Now then, let's see what this one does. As you can see, they're sitting in the top. See how they sit in the top there? This is a very, very leggy one. Quite possibly this one may come into being a male. We do have an adult female. Alright, let's see if we can get the... This one's not quite so shy by the look of it. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. The colouring on these guys is just phenomenal. Really, really pretty. So pretty. Right. As you can see there, they get their name, the curtain web spiders, and all of these guys, they're like the phalanxes and that. They've all got this real long, spindly legs, huge fangs, not dissimilar to our funnel webs, and they have a very sort of funnel web look about them. The one thing with these guys is they have huge spinnerets, and you can see there, if them spinnerets were to lay across the back of the abdomen, they would almost touch the thorax. They are very, very long. And this helps them because they create such amazing webs. Now we've got to be careful we don't shake them about. We're just going to put them onto the edge like this. And we're going to try again. What we're going to do is we're going to point this slowly downwards so that the spider is facing the general direction. As soon as we touch it, it can go either way. Here we go, nice and gently now. Right, we've made contact. This is what we're looking... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful. So we just come up above. And we can turn our box. We're aiming at getting the spider to run in the direction that it's actually looking in. That's the idea. So we're going to bring the paintbrush across the top here now, because we want it to go down. Once we get that contact, there we go, we're on the leg now. We've got contact. Twisting as we go. Just don't tip it up too much. Nice and gently. And there we go. You can't relax just yet. We've still got half a spider on the outside. Look at that web coming away from the spinnerets, coming back to our box. You see it there? There we go. Bearing in mind that that web, she can feel everything through that web, so she'll be able to feel that box disappearing. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Got a good view there. Alright, we'll close this lid again. Nice and gently. There we go. Oh, this is just going too well, camera lady. Right. Let's get that one down there. Harmonicon number 3. We're nearly there. Right. You can see now the benefit of the 3/4 lid. Should our spider decide to bolt into the enclosure, we've not lost it. Again, this one's sitting up on the top. You see it sitting there. I'm going to try and get it. There we go. So when you turn our brush round, we can use our brush to break this seal on the top. And if we keep the lid nice and close, it doesn't matter if our spider bolts. It's only going to bolt down into the corner, you know, down into the depths of the box. There we go. Look at that. The colouring on these guys is just phenomenal. Isn't that stunning? Now, so far, one of the characteristics that you've seen with these spiders is when they hunker down, they feel like they're safe. So they're not moving anywhere. And we can move around a little bit on top. And as you've seen there, we managed to take the web off the top of the box. And our spider has just hunkered down. As far as it's concerned, it still feels safe. And we've not given it any reason to feel anything different. So we have to be very careful with the amount of vibration and things that we put through our box. There we go. Now, right, here's an interesting thing. Right down in front of our spider is a big void. We can see that. There's a big void. Behind our spider, there is solid ground and webbing. So what we want to do is get our spider over here when we start to move him over. So we're going to try and get him to turn and go in. But we want him on this bit of like ground here because he can't go anywhere. He's more inclined to go into this enclosure here. If we push him from here, he will go head down into there, and then we will end up with an upset spider, and we will probably end up with a runner. So we're going to try. We're going to put our enclosure back on the edge again. We're going to come in from, if I turn this around a bit, we're going to come in from the side like this. We're nowhere near our spider yet, you see that? Nowhere near. What we want to do is make first contact without trying to move our spider. Bless you. You done that on purpose, didn't you? You were trying to get our spider to jump. Right, here we go. We just want to get first contact. Right, now we're touching our spider. You see how he moved very, very gently, moved backwards. We can, whoa, no need to panic. Now we've got him where we wanted him, which is on that higher ground. So now we're going to go like before. We're going to use our paintbrush to block his path. But it didn't work, he went underneath it. Now you see, look, he's going down. So this is giving us a different situation now. So what we can do, we're going to keep our thing there just in case he decides to bolt that way. We're going to open this up. And by the same token, we're trying to block what's behind. Here we go, look, he's coming up. He's looking forward. Just going to touch him. That's it, we've got contact. Notice how we maintain contact with them back legs. There we go. Be ready with your paintbrush, we're blocking the way. Moving our tub away very gently. See the silk strands again? That's his safety rope. Now you'll notice there, look, he's facing as if he wants to come back out again. So we've got to be very, very careful now. We've maintained contact with his spinnerets there. I'm just going to get him down. I think he does. He is getting the finest of touches there. Nothing much at all. That's it. Now we're feet in. We can close our lid. And there we are. Absolutely beautiful. Alright. This is going so well. We've got one more to go. So we'll just put this one down here. Get our box. Get ready again. One more to go. Right. Here we go. Now then, this has done exactly what we didn't want it to do. And it's gone and hidden underneath. You notice there's nothing holding the top on this one. But you'll see inside here, there's a number of holes. So she's actually gone down and she's burrowed out. And she's webbed all of this up. But her main hiding home is underneath. And there'll be a piece of bark in here somewhere. So, now we've got the problem that we can't actually see our spider. We can see spinnerets just there. But we don't know where she's going to come out. You see them? So, what we're going to do, we are going to break the web around the edge. Nice and gently. And this is going to give us a little bit more freedom to try and find our spider. Right, there she is. We can just see feet there now. Because we've cleared this away, we can see feet. So there's her spinnerets there. So what we're going to do, we are going to use this mass here to block off everything down here. And we can use that. So we can block that off. And we can block that bit off there. That's today's dinner just gone down there. Alright. Right then, here we go. We've got our spider, she's under here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tickle her bum this side and get her to come out here. And then hopefully she'll come out onto here. By which case we've blocked all this off. So she should, once she's up here, she shouldn't have anywhere to go. So then we can manoeuvre her into there. Right, I'm going to need to see what I'm doing for a minute. So we're going to put this over here. Here she comes. I still can't see her. Here she comes. Now this one, for whatever reason, is a little bit more jumpy than the others. Ooh. So remember, we're going to turn our pot so that she's on the flat. We're going to angle it slightly. We've made contact now with her leg. You see how she just flicked her leg then? She was looking for the enclosure. Be careful of the brush end of your paintbrush now. You notice how she's literally sitting still. So we don't just take our time. Alright, what I'm going to do is we're going to turn our brush around and use the other end because we've got more control over that. And go under that leg. And we're now going to push on this one. We're maintaining contact. Here we go, she's lifted. Here we go. See how she's moving slowly, slowly sideways. We're maintaining contact at all times now. This leg is holding on, there we go. We can turn our pot slightly. There we go. Oh, steady. Careful now as we go away. See the silk still on the old tub, still attached to her. It's just here. You can see that? If you pull this tub away quickly, you will pull her spinnerets. If you look at her spinnerets, we can see them. Now look. See how I'm pulling her spinnerets? Yeah? If we were to do that sharply, it would actually freak her out and make her bolt. So what we're going to do is hold them. There you go. You see the paintbrush is holding the silk now. You see how that? There you go. Look at that. That little tiny tug sent her on her way. Look at that. Still coming out. We are literally pulling silk out of a spider. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Right. Let's not push our luck. Well. There we have it. We didn't need that after all. Always best to have it and not need it. So that's their old homes. Got them there. And here they are. Now then, these guys are well known, along with the phalanxes, the funnel webs, all of these types of spiders. They are well known for their speed, their skittishness, and just general unpredictable. Now, it looks like we're going back on the tripod.
Yeah, there we go.
We're sort of nearly there. Don't know about the spider thinking he was having an earthquake. I bet you guys think we're having one as well. Right. So as we were saying, these guys are they're renowned for being really fast, really skittish, and as soon as you start taking away that web, that's their security, that's their home. As soon as you start taking that away, then you're opening yourself up to problems. But hopefully we've shown today that by gently doing what we're doing, and when we move our spider, it's very, very important, and I hope you got to see that in the video there, that when we move our spider, we concentrate on what we're doing with our spider with our paintbrush. We're moving in very gently with it, but we're also, if you noticed, we're actually turning the old enclosure at the same time. So we're doing things in a twisted sort of way. We're doing two things at once, and it's very, very important that you see them things all working together to create an end product. Now, the other main thing that we done there is we maintain contact, and you'll remember from our breeding videos, our males are much more successful when they maintain contact, and this is because the spider is feeling all the time. If you poke or prod your spider, and you see it many, many times, people are like this, you're going to get a bolt, it's going to run, and these guys will not tolerate that kind of handling, so we need to be very, very gentle and very careful. You'll also see there that we got ourselves totally organized. We cleared our table, we had one tub at a time, and we just had one thing to worry about, and that's how you want to do all of your rehouses. Have it down so that all you've got to worry about is the one thing that you're doing, and things will go smoothly, as we've shown there. That was really, really cool. I've got to admit, I was expecting a bolt. I did think we were going to get a runner from these guys because they are very fast, but we've managed it. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Now they will stay in these now for the foreseeable future, and we will grow them on until they're a good size. Now these guys can get up to like 5 inches or so, and they get to become quite a solid big spider. So they've still got a fair bit of growing to do as well. They got we're going to get probably another 4 months or so in these tubs without any problems at all. They will soon web them all up, and we will come back and have a look at them in a couple of months, and all you will see is a white box, and literally it will just be a case of throwing a roach in there and forgetting about it, and hopefully our spider's in there somewhere and it will eat it. Now they do like their roaches. One thing we have found with them is they're not particularly keen on things that are much bigger than they are. So the smaller the food, the better these guys seem to cope with it. Now they're all sitting out really, really nice and calmly at the moment, which is really good. Yeah, they're looking very, very confident. They do look lovely. They are an absolutely stunning spider, and they're one that we really want to breed here in the Beastie Room. Now then, it is in actual fact, what is it today? It is Boxing Day today. So I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and looking forward to a wonderful new year. This past year has had its ups and downs. We've had some really cool successes. We've bred a number of our Piscitheria. They've bred. We've had a really, really good run. We've also had some disasters as well. You'd have remembered earlier in the year we had quite a few egg sacs got eaten. For what reason, we just don't understand. We don't know. We lost a blondie egg sac. She ate her egg sac. A sturmy ate her egg sac. We had another sturmy that had a completely infertile egg sac. Our Sazimar, she ate her sac again, right at the last moment. Ate it again. And we just don't know why. Not sure. We haven't got a clue. Ephobophus murinus, she ate her egg sac. Which was really, really frustrating. The good news is we were looking in there yesterday and she's got another one. So she has double clutched. So touch wood, we'll end up with one coming out of that. But yes, we've had some wonderful successes. Sabar Blues, Ornatas, lots of Balfouris. We've done quite a few of the different Avics as well. So this is all really, really good. Metallicas, yes, we've managed to have a couple of sacks of Metallicas this year. So lots and lots of successes and a few disasters. But it's the disasters that make us better for next year. We live and we learn and we work our way forward. And there's always new projects, always new projects. Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. One last thing, actually. It's Boxing Day. If anyone knows our young subscriber Noah in Canada, he seems to have dropped off the planet, gone very, very quiet, and we're all a little bit worried because he subscribes to a number of channels where, as you regulars would have known, he's a very regular commenter. He comments on all the videos and what have you, and he's a lovely lad, and we haven't heard from him. No one's heard from him. He seems to have disappeared. So if anyone out there knows Noah, if you can drop us a message or leave a comment on this video just to let us know he's fine and okay, that would be much appreciated. I'm sure there are lots and lots of people wondering where he is. So hopefully you're well, Noah, and we look forward to hearing from you. Right then, without further ado, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spiders. And I will see you all in the new year, guys.